We all love Star Wars and seeing characters come back, especially after we thought they were dead. Today I'm going to cover The Mandalorian, 10 characters we hope to see return in Season 2. Welcome back to Enchant Films, let's get into the video. Number 10, The Child. There's absolutely no doubt that the Child will return alongside the titular bounty hunter in The Mandalorian second season, especially since he became the breakout character of the first season. The Armorer has tasked Mando with looking after the Child as though he were his own, which he'd pretty much been doing anyway, until he can figure out what his species is and return into his home world. That'll make for a pretty heartbreaking farewell scene, so hopefully identifying the Child species will be a difficult task, and we won't have to deal with that emotional turmoil for a few years.
No idea if he wants to eat it or hang it on his wall. He's trying to eat me. Spit that out.
Number 9, Greef Karga. Greef Karga, the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild, played by Carl Weathers, quickly became a fan favorite in The Mandalorian's first season. Although he made some shaky moral decisions in the name of the Bounty Hunters Code, like coming after Mando and the Child when the former broke that code to save the latter, he did the right thing in the end. Karga owes a huge debt to the show's central duo, after the Child used the Force to heal a mortal wound and save Karga's life. It's almost a given that Greef Karga will return in Season 2, but perhaps in a smaller role than he had in Season 1.
Who tries to convince them to surrender. He speaks to each character individually and demonstrates his knowledge by using their full names, including Mando's. When addressing Karga, Gideon refers to him as a
Number 8, Peli Motto. Peli Motto appeared in the 5th episode of The Mandalorian. While this was arguably the episode that was met with the least favorable response, Motto was a fun character. It was refreshing to see a character on the show whose personality couldn't be summed up as cold-blooded badass. Played by Amy Sedaris, Motto was a lot warmer than that. It would be great to see Mando return to Tatooine in the future, if only for more Easter eggs, that the appearance of the Gonk droids, and if this happens, he should visit Motto. Motto instantly adored the Child, so she truly welcomed the pair back with open arms.
Hold on.
Number 7, Sabine Wren. Star Wars fans will be ecstatic to see a live-action appearance by Star Wars Rebels Sabine Wren, who is also a Mandalorian, and played an important role in the Rebels fighting against the Galactic Empire. After the fall of the Empire, Sabine remained active as she traveled with Ahsoka Tano to bring Ezra home. So at the time that The Mandalorian is set, a few years after the return of the Jedi, Sabine's still out and about in the galaxy, carrying out missions. A run-in with Sabine would make a terrific adventure out of week in the second season of Mandalorian.
Rumors of Sasha Banks having a role in The Mandalorian Season 2 first surfaced. This was pure speculation, and for example, Star Wars News met with
Number 6, The Stranger from Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. In the 5th episode of The Mandalorian, Chapter 5, The Gunslinger, Toro Calican hires the Mandalorian to help bring in Fennec Shand and earn a spot in the Bounty Hunters Guild. However, when Shand tells Calican that the bounty on Mando and the Child is worth more than hers, he tries to turn on Mando. Mando obviously kills Calican and uses his money to compensate Peli Motto. In the episode's final scene, a mysterious stranger wearing Western-style spurs approaches. Some fans have speculated that this is Boba Fett. In Season 2, we'll need some confirmation on the stranger's identity.
Didn't even recognize the entire episode until the credits listed her. She is willing to let the Mando park there, but won't get started on repairs without money, so he heads out to find some work.
Number 5, Cad Bain. After Jango Fett was killed in the Battle of Geonosis, Cad Bain became the galaxy's leading bounty hunter. He'd make quite some competition for the Mandalorian. If Bain appears, it would be great to see him in a multi-arc episode, rather than a one-and-done appearance that wouldn't serve the character's storied legacy. With his droopy fedora and his pair of revolver-looking LL-30 blaster pistols, Bain would fit right in the Western aesthetic of the Mandalorian. The character was initially inspired by Angel Eyes, a nefarious gunslinger played by Lee Van Cleef in Sergio Leone's seminal spaghetti western In the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Number 4, Mayfield. Perhaps the Empire's only soldier with good aim, Mayfield made for an interesting anti-hero in The Mandalorian's first season. His sardonic attitude, played brilliantly by stand-up comic Bill Burr, paired with the droid arm operating a third blaster from his backpack, made him a character to remember. His appearance in the ongoing storyline was all too brief, but the final moments of the 6th episode, the prisoner made sure to let viewers know that Mando had spared Mayfield's life along with his colleagues, Cheyenne and Berg, and they were all locked in a prison transport floating through space. There's every chance that these characters could return for revenge in Season 2. Number 3, The Armorer. The last time we saw the Armorer, she was allowing her fellow Mandalorians to escape by staying behind to slaughter a platoon of stormtroopers with the weapon she'd forged. In the season finale, she completed Mando's arsenal by equipping him with a jetpack, allowing him to take on Maf Gideon, despite the fact he'd escaped in a TIE fighter. We know very little about the Armorer beyond her ability to create incredible weapons and armor out of Beskar steel. The horns on her helmet seem to suggest she might be a Zabrak, a humanoid carnivorous species from the planet Iridonia. Number 2, Cara Dune. A battle-hardened badass who despises the Empire, it didn't take long for Cara Dune to captivate Star Wars fans. As one of the only female Star Wars characters who actually gets in action, Cara has been praised as a feminist role model. Gina Carano's background in mixed martial arts has meant that Cara's hand-to-hand combat scenes have the intensity of a scene from John Wick. It could be interesting to explore history of fighting as a shock trooper for the Rebel Alliance a little more in Season 2. Number 1, Maf Gideon, played menacingly by Giancarlo Esposito. The guy you hire when you want to create an iconic TV villain, Maf Gideon, emerged as a terrifying threat in the first season of The Mandalorian. There's plenty to explore with this character in future storylines, like his pursuit of the child and how he got a hold of the Darksaber. Mando brought down Gideon's TIE fighter in the thrilling Season 1 finale, but he was shown how to survive the crash. It'll be interesting to see Gideon develop as a baddie throughout the show's second season. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.